Hey and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. Real Madrid now want to sign fantastic 25-year-old Arsenal player. Arsenal star Gabriel Magalhaes is reportedly a target for Real Madrid to replace Eder Militao after the latter suffered a very serious knee injury. The Gunners' 25-year-old centre-back has always been a mainstay in Mikel Arteta's side since his arrival, but he was dropped to the bench against Nottingham Forest on Saturday. Rumors about his future have been floating around since, and PL Brazil have now claimed that Real Madrid want to sign the Arsenal man. Arsenal signed Gabriel Magalhaes from Lille 3 years ago, and he has been fantastic for them. The Brazilian has improved massively over the years, and he struck up an incredible partnership at the back with William Saliba last season. Gabriel was at times even better than Saliba, and the 25-year-old was definitely one of the biggest reasons why Arteta's men were on top of the league table for such a long time. We don't know what has changed now, but Gabriel started on the bench against Forest on Saturday, and Arteta revealed that the decision was tactical, which means he wasn't injured. Reports have since claimed that clubs in Saudi are keen to sign Gabriel, and PL Brazil have backed that. However, much to our surprise, they claim Real Madrid are looking to sign him as well. The Galacticos want to replace Eder Militao, who suffered an ACL injury last week and is set to undergo surgery. He will miss a large chunk of this season as a result. Gabriel is reportedly being viewed as a replacement, and he is not a bad option at all. Gabriel is a fantastic defender, and we think he is a hugely important part of Arsenal's squad. The Brazilian has all the characteristics needed to become a world-class centre half. He is good on the ball, is very strong and aggressive, and is brilliant in the air as well. He was right up there with the best defenders in the Premier League last season, and the fact that he is still only 25 means he will only get better in the coming years. In our opinion, Arsenal shouldn't even consider letting Gabriel leave this summer. Nottingham Forest have just launched bid to sign extraordinary Arsenal player. Nottingham Forest have made a formal proposal to buy 23-year-old defender Nuno Tavares from Arsenal this week. That's according to Fabrizio Romano, who shared the exclusive on X. Romano said that Forest are seeking a permanent deal as they look to bolster their options at fullback. He shared that negotiations are now underway with Tavares on personal terms. Romano said, Nottingham Forest submit formal proposal to sign left-back Nuno Tavares on permanent deal. Forest trying top signings as a new fullbacks as negotiations are still ongoing, also on the player side. Deal on. An approach should be welcomed by Arsenal, who are known to want to sell the fullback this summer. Tavares has previously revealed that he would prefer to stay in the Premier League if he were to leave the club, and a Nottingham Forest approach for extraordinary Tavares could be an amicable solution for all parties, including Arsenal. Arsenal are thought to want to offload several squad players before they move again with any incoming transfers. An approach from Nottingham Forest won't be too much of a surprise given the defense shapes they have deployed under manager Steve Cooper. Like we saw at the Emirates on Saturday, a game in which Nuno Tavares didn't make the Arsenal squad. Forest did play with two wing backs. Tavares' form was fairly inconsistent at Arsenal, and that could be attributed to the role he played in. Tavares has always fared better playing as a wing back, a role that lends itself to all the attacking qualities he has. It was always felt like Tavares could improve defensively, something he may well have done during his year with Marseille. And with all of the players Arsenal wanted to offload this summer, it did seem that Tavares would attract strong interest. At 23 years old, the defender still has a lot of potential, and if Nottingham Forest complete a deal with Arsenal, they really could be onto a winner with Tavares. Sky Sports journalist says Newcastle are in contact with a 26-year-old Premier League player's agent. Newcastle United are apparently still in contact with Arsenal and Kieran Tierney over a move to James Park before the window shuts. The Magpies have long been linked with a move to sign the Arsenal left back, but Keith Downey has now claimed on Sky Sports that there is a problem for Eddie Howe's side. Kieran Tierney has fallen down the pecking order at Arsenal, and that's why he has emerged as a strong target for Newcastle United this summer. The 26-year-old Scotland international is one of the best left backs in the Premier League when he is fit, but he is much more suited to a traditional system. Arsenal, however, use inverted fullbacks in their build-up, and unfortunately for Tierney, he is not quite on the same level as Zinchenko, Jurriën Timber, or even Takahiro Tomiyasu in that role. Newcastle, who still use their fullbacks in the old school way, would love to sign Tierney, but Downey has claimed that the only way they can get him is if Arsenal change their stance and let him leave on loan. He said, "It's my understanding that Newcastle are looking for a defender, particularly a player who can come in and play left back. Kieran Tierney at Arsenal is a player they have been interested in for some time. Contact has remained between Arsenal, Newcastle, and Tierney's representatives this summer. The problem being, Arsenal would prefer a permanent sale of Tierney, and Newcastle, due to financial fair play regulations, do not have money to put on the table right now. They would prefer a loan move with the option or obligation to make it permanent next summer, but certainly his skill set is one that Eddie Howe would like to see at Newcastle United. Certainly, Kieran Tierney is a player on Newcastle United's wanted list. Tierney would be a fantastic signing for Newcastle United. The Scotsman was one of the best left backs in the Premier League in Mikel Arteta's first few years at the club. He was phenomenal when he was fit, but he now has no place at Arsenal. A move away looks likely in this window, but issues with FFP could cost Newcastle a chance to sign a player who could become a superstar at James Park. It will be interesting to see if Newcastle can convince Arsenal to let him go on loan. Ian Wright now shares where he thinks Kai Havertz should play for Arsenal. Ian Wright has shared what position Kai Havertz should play for Arsenal in the upcoming season. Wright was speaking on the Wright and Kelly show from Australia as he continues to cover the Women's World Cup. He would have been very pleased with the start Arsenal have made to the campaign in his absence. Mikel Arteta masterminded a Community Shield victory over Manchester City, even if it took a late deflected strike and penalties. Arsenal then returned to the Emirates for the start of the Premier League campaign. They defeated Nottingham Forest 2-1. Although the scoreline suggests the match was much closer than it actually was. In both games, Mikel Arteta gave Kai Havertz two very different roles. He played as a centre forward in the Community Shield before dropping into midfield on Saturday. Wright has now shared what position he'd like to see Havertz play more regularly at Arsenal. Whether that's the same idea as Arteta is yet to be seen. Asked about the German international, Wright said, "Well, again, the thing with him is Darren Band. As you have seen, we have played him up front and we have played him kind of just back in the midfield. I believe that someone like Kai Havertz alongside, we have mentioned Thomas Partey, can play there in the two number eights. You can have Kai Havertz as one if you want, and you can have Declan Rice as one if you want as well. So you can play him a little bit deeper, or you can play him in that little bit of an advanced role. Obviously, we don't need him as a number 9, but I know that he is somebody that if he can crush the box, I believe that he is going to cause a lot of problems for teams and for us." Arsenal could look at signing 23-year-old England international if Gabriel leaves the club. Arsenal could be forced into the transfer market to sign a new centre-back this summer if Gabriel Magalhaes leaves and the Crystal Palace Mark Guehi has been linked. Everyone expected the Gunners to start the season with Gabriel at the back, but Mikel Arteta for whatever reason, decided to bench him in the opening game of the campaign against Nottingham Forest. Gabriel has since been linked with a move away from Arsenal, and the Mirror claiming where he is someone the Gunners could consider if the Brazilian leaves. Gabriel Magalhaes has been incredible for Arsenal since he joined the club 3 years ago. The Brazilian has improved massively over that period, and he was one of the best centre backs in the entire Premier League last season. Now, out of absolutely nowhere, the report claims clubs in Saudi Arabia are interested in signing Gabriel. The 25-year-old has been linked with a move to Real Madrid too, as we mentioned in the beginning of the video. If Arsenal end up selling Gabriel, they will need to sign a replacement, and the report claims they are huge admirers of Mark Guehi at Crystal Palace. The 23-year-old England international has been incredible for Palace since he joined them. He is a fantastic talent, but the Eagles have reportedly slapped a £60 million price tag on him. They may just be a bit too steep for Arsenal's liking. Marguerite is a fantastic centre back, and we are not surprised that he has admirers at Arsenal. The 23-year-old is already a proven Premier League defender who has come up against the best in the country. He has fared very well, more often than not, and it's only a matter of time before he leaves Palace for a bigger club. Arsenal are right to look at him, but the best option for the Gunners right now would be to reject all offers for Gabriel and keep the Brazilian at the club. It will be interesting to see what will happen in the next 2 weeks, but we just can't see the Gunners letting Gabriel go before the window shuts. Arsenal eyeing super quick defender linked to Gvardiol in wake of Timber blow. The Gunners are expected to be without Jurriën Timber for a lengthy period of time due to his injury in their Premier League opener. In addition, speculation has emerged claiming Gunners defender Gabriel Magalhaes is now a target for the Saudi Pro League and Real Madrid. In wake of the Timber injury news and the Gabriel speculation, Arsenal may well delve into the market for another defender. According to the Express, Bayer Leverkusen defender Edmond Tapsoba is likely to feature towards the top of any revised Arsenal defensive shortlist. Tapsoba would be a good shoot for the Gunners if they opt to look for defensive reinforcement in the coming weeks. He is just 24 years old, so he is yet to enter his prime as a defender, but he has also got considerable experience at the highest level. Tapsoba has clocked up 138 competitive appearances for Leverkusen, as well as 36 caps for Burkina Faso. Last year, the Bundesliga website sung praises, calling him a powerful and super quick defender with frightening heading abilities. They also compared Tapsoba to Bayern München legend Jerome Boateng and lauded his incredible composure, speed, strength, and exceptional passing ability. The reported Arsenal target has also earned comparisons to Josko Gvardiol, another world-class defender. In terms of price tag, this could be a potential stumbling block. There have been reports claiming Leverkusen want around £50 million for Tapsoba. His contract runs until 2026, so his club has a lot of leverage in any negotiations. We'll see what happens in the coming weeks. If Gabriel does go, Arsenal will need a solid replacement quickly, and Tapsoba certainly fits the bill. Barcelona are very much aware that Arsenal want to sign exceptional £60 million player now. Barcelona are aware of Arsenal being interested in Joao Cancelo, but are optimistic that they will still win the race to sign the Manchester City star. That's according to a report from Sport, which notes that the Portuguese is Barca's top target for the final couple of weeks in the transfer window. Joao Cancelo is one player who will surely move on before the deadline passes. Of course, the exceptional fullback spent the second half of last season on loan with Bayern München after falling out with Pep Guardiola. The Daily Mail reports that Cancelo is on Arsenal's radar, and the Gunners could look to replace Kieran Tierney if the Scotland international is sold. particularly after Julian Timber sustained a serious injury at the weekend, but it seems that Barcelona believe that they remain in pole position to sign Cancelo. Sport reports that the Catalan giants are aware that Arsenal want the 29-year-old also. However, Xavi's men have already agreed personal terms with Cancelo, and they are optimistic that there are not going to be any twist with talks at an advanced stage. With that, it will be interesting to see what happens if Arsenal do now sell Tierney with Timber sidelined. The Gunners will be wary of leaving themselves short in that position. And obviously, Cancelo knows the inverted fullback role better than most, so it's absolutely no surprise that he finds himself on Mikel Arteta's radar this summer. Barcelona obviously think that they are in a strong position, but of course, much will depend on what kind of fee Manchester City are looking for, having spent £60 million on him in the first place. Arsenal have spent plenty in this window, but if Barca hesitate to meet City's asking price, then perhaps the Gunners will feel that they have an opportunity which is too good to turn down. I will be uploading daily Arsenal news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.